Well, I mean, I remember I was thinking back. I don't know whatever year we're in now, whether it was 2.5, 3 years ago, and I think when this whole kind of separation started, one of the first things you said, and one of the first things you were sort of worried about was, being treated fairly, being treated equally, nothing, bad happening to you, Michael not coming up and throwing you out of the house, stuff like that. You don't have like a piece of paper or something, do you? Pen or paper or something?
I can get one. Why?
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
All right, just a second. Where's your paper here? Okay.
And looking back over the separation and the time, and obviously, you've taken time to determine what you want, not just in the relationship, but what you want your life to be or what you see your life being moving forward, in dealing with the separation or a divorce or anything like that. So I guess first, just from my point of view, from you, would it be possible for you to write down things that you feel I've done that have somehow wronged you or somehow cheated you or somehow, were done not in the interests that you were worried about, which is, losing the house or being kicked out of the house or whatever it is? What have I done in the last 2.5, 3 years to sort of not facilitate your position?
Is this like a 12-step program?
I mean, it could be. I know, it's like an open-ended number of steps.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, it seems, like I said, it seems to me that if you were to expand that list, and include Michael on that list, then obviously Michael leaving, Michael separating from you, Michael cheating on you the way he did, obviously that would be a negative event. That would be a bad event that's happened. And then he's sort of been gone, so to speak. He's been off doing the thing that he's doing, whatever he's doing. He's off doing that thing. And then you've been doing your thing. And, obviously in a family business, everybody has to work together, or things need to be done one way or another. Obviously, we don't have a family business like a Subway franchise, although I looked into getting a Subway franchise, and that may be a nice thing to have, but that's a side note. We don't have a family business like that. We unfortunately have a family business where the homes are used for the business, and obviously that complicates matters because there isn't a real good home / business division. It's sort of home all the time, business all the time. I mean, that's obviously a complicating factor, a factor that makes it, much more difficult to deal with in this sense. There isn't like a restaurant or a Subway franchise there that we own and operate. Right. And it can kind of be.
Yeah. What are you getting at?
Well, I'm is that list that you have of things that I've done that have not been in your best interest, is that a long list?
Not that I would think, but
I mean, I've been spending the last few days and weeks thinking about all this and hoping to not be one of the horror stories that I've read so much about, and that I've talked to people about as well. Family lawyers have a lot more insight on this sort of thing than than divorce lawyers, because they see a lot more of family business type stuff being entered into it. And, I wanted to understand everybody's point of view and understand what everybody wanted and sort of think, what can be done differently or what could be done better. I mean, that's why I called 2-3 weeks ago, whatever it was, and said I don't see any reason why we can't come together and get some kind of agreement in place and put it in writing, of course, and everything else, and whether that's tied to a divorce or what have you, fine. But, make it so every side is equitable and every side has what they are looking for. Whatever it is you're looking to get at this point should be obtainable for all parties involved.
Well, like I said, this is, something that I obviously have to talk to Michael about. I would be, if it's a divorce, then I'm getting a divorce from him. I'm not getting a divorce from the business or you or Peter or, anybody else. It's a divorce from him.
Right.
And,
well, that would, like I said, I would, I agree with that. I mean, obviously, technically on paper, obviously, that's true. That's 100% true. I think the two things that complicate it, obviously, number one, there's a family business that everybody's involved in, so it does involve everybody in the family business, including people outside the family that are part of the family business. And number two, because everything we do is so sort of, closely integrated, or it's not like it's you and Michael and then that's it. I mean, I'm obviously involved in finances and things like that. So obviously, because of that connection as well, I am, I'm involved. So it is like it's a divorce, and it's you and Michael are actually getting divorced. But obviously, because of a lot of precipitating factors, I'm someone that kind of, whether I wanted to or not, I'm someone that kind of gets, thrown into the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's why I asked you, write down what do you feel has been done to you, or, by me that didn't serve your best interest or didn't serve the thought where you were extremely worried and upset about the uncertainty of what was to come after Michael left, and what happened, or what steps did I take, or what did I do to hurt that uncertainty, or to put you into a bad position, so to speak.
Well, I can't give you an answer off the top of my head, but I will promise you that I will work on answering the question for you.
I mean, I would say that in any discussion, if there was some very obvious, very glaring examples, that, obviously it would be easy for you to, come up with or talk about some pretty big glaring things that you think exist. I mean, should be easy for you to discuss that if those things exist.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will tell you that all of this is very upsetting. Yes, it's been over 2 years, but it's just dealing with all of this is very upsetting. And
well, I don't think it's anything that anybody would obviously choose to have to deal with.
So,
well, and that's why, like I said, I mean, I sort of saw myself as a person that could certainly make it easier and make it better for you, for all parties involved, to have to deal with, because it is a bad situation, and it's not a situation you want to be in. But I at least believe and believed that there could be a way to, get through this and at least get everybody through it and all parties and all sides through it to a point that.
Hello? 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 I can't hear you. I can't. You're gone. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear anything. It's like it's not static, not nothing. It's like it's dead on the other end of the phone. Hello? Nothing. I can't hear anything. Hello? All right, I'll give it another minute and see if you come back.
Hello?
There you are. Did you hear me at all?
No, I didn't hear you. When did I cut out?
Oh, you cut out. I don't know, like a 45 seconds ago, maybe.
Oh, sorry. That's the internet here is.
All right.
No, what I said was I haven't heard or seen or kind of witnessed anything that would, preclude us from being able to move forward.
Right, I know, and I'm gonna be working on it, and like I said, I mean, my interest is to continue doing what I'm doing, continue in the business. I told you when Michael left, he said the number one most important thing above everything else was MMQB.
Right. Well, and I think that that goes for everybody. I think it's in everybody's best interest,
right.
Especially.
There is absolutely. I have no desire for anything bad to happen to MMQB.
I feel like that is true. I feel that is something that everybody feels. And, I asked you to make that list because I really wanted, to understand what your viewpoint was and what your feeling was, regarding, dealing with the divorce situation. Because I just really wanted to understand what your actual feeling was, and I want to believe everything that you're saying, and I want to believe that you do want this to be resolved in a good, logical, rational way where all parties are, all parties are compensated and all parties walk away from the table feeling they got what they deserved, so to speak. So, like you talked about how some of your money went into, renovating and fixing 1420. And, that would be an example of something that should be part of the discussion and something that should ensure that equity is stays with you and is something that you get, which is something that you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to believe it. I do want to feel that way, and I'm just kind of, I'm kind of torn as, the best way to proceed or the best way to move forward.
Well, again, I don't think that's for you to handle. I think that's for me to deal with Michael.
Well, I mean, I only would want to handle it, or I would only want to handle it, and I would only want to be a part of it because, again, I would want to not only make sure that the business and all of that is correctly, run and correctly protected, and nothing bad happens to the business. And a lot of what I read also is the employees of the business, and in this case, Rob. I mean,
right.
And a lot of examples in these cases, they start looking for other jobs and things like that when they start to see this sort of breakdown.
Yeah, where would my income come from? My income would come from MMQB.
Well, I mean, I could to play devil's advocate, I could see in a divorce and in a divorce settlement, your income would come from alimony from Michael.
All right, but where does that come from? It comes from MMQB, right?
Right, and that's why I believe that. That's why I'm believing. I'm putting myself out there, and I'm believing that that's really what you want, and I'm putting myself out there, and I'm believing that you really can't think of wrongs that have been done to you, or me acting in a terrible manner to somehow cheat you or what have you. I mean, I know you were very concerned. We know you know about the money that you have, taken, and then about the money that you obviously had to return because the company was out of money. Now the company isn't out of money. Now the company is fine and is conducting business normally, and site license came in and things like that, and company's doing better than it did last year, and obviously that's all very positive. And because of that, that's why I wanted to get an agreement and be able to talk about all of that, because obviously those are all things that come up in this sort of thing. I mean, the company doing better should obviously benefit everybody. And obviously, going back over 2 years, mistakes were made, and obviously you can always do things better, or you can always go back and say, look, let's just do it this way from the start, and everything will be better. Yes, of course, but I mean, nobody had any experience in dealing with anything like this, unfortunately, and everybody did the best that they could do, and I still hope and feel that, something positive. I mean, the whole situation isn't positive, but at least maybe something more positive can come from the whole situation.
Right. Well,
that's my hope, and it sounds like that's. I mean, you're saying it sounds like that's something that you want as well.
I told you. I mean, I want to continue working for MMQB, and I want to continue helping to make that a success. Okay.
Well, I mean, look, it's like I said, I put myself out there, and I feel like I'm really hope, because throughout this entire process, I've tried to be upfront and truthful and try to, straddle both sides and get everybody to the table, and dealing with not just this business, but the bike store and Peter and everything that the family business is trying to do. And I've tried to done that in the most fair way that can benefit benefit everybody.
But ultimately, it comes down to me and Michael.
Well, yeah.
And I obviously, as Michael said, the most important thing to him is the business. And look, it's important to me too.
Right. Well,
I've been there from day one. I was loading the fax machines at 417 Central.
Right. Well, nobody. I can guarantee you that nobody disputes that.
Anyway.
Well, I'll give you. Okay. Well, I know you want to go, but let me give you this real fast. We were having dinner in Santa Fe. I don't know, about a year and a half ago. It was Lissy and I, you and Edward. I know that, Lissy ordered mushu chicken or mushu pork, and I ordered spring rolls. And as you know, the spring rolls, they come with a peanut dipping sauce, so I ordered a sweet and sour sauce to go along with that. Lissy ordered the mushu, but she ordered extra pancakes and extra plum sauce.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Everything came out. We got the extra. We got the extra plum sauce. Got the extra pancakes. Got the extra mushu. Not the extra mushu. I got my extra sauce because the sauce that came with the spring rolls was the peanut sauce. And then the check came, and I know Edward actually reached to pay for it. But when he was reviewing the check, there was an extra $1 charge on the bill, and both Lissy and I said that, well, that could be the extra plum sauce, or that can be the extra pancakes, or it could be the extra sauce that was brought out for the spring rolls. And any of those three things could certainly have been the extra $1 charge. But he made a big deal about it. I mean, he asked, the waiter about it. Needed to know. Made a big deal about it and needed to know what that $1 charge was. The only other story along those lines is I remember on the same trip when we were having dinner at Coyote Cafe, a bottle of wine was ordered for the table. I did not have any. You got a glass of wine. Edward got a glass of wine. Lissy got a glass of wine. All three were filled. You drank your wine. Lissy drank her wine. Edward did not drink his wine. Waiter came by and refilled your glass and refilled Lissy's glass, to which point the wine bottle ran out of wine and he asked if we wanted another bottle. This precipitated Edward to leave the table and complain, and we, from then on, had the manager, who's now the manager over at Boosh Bistro, had the manager wait on us instead of our waiter. Those are two examples of extremely small things, extremely small wrongs, so to speak, extremely small events that happened, and obviously a tremendous deal, end of the world deal was made on those two things.
What does that have to do with anything now? It's,
It has to do with your choice of, I wanted to believe, and I want to believe everything that you said, but I know you're getting a completely different picture, and I know you're getting completely different advice, and I was hoping that could help maybe get you to understand or to get you to see that these things that seem so big, that have been so amplified over the last 2 years, aren't really there and don't exist. And it's so hard to prove something doesn't exist. It's so difficult. So, I've been wrestling with it for a while, but I figured that maybe having some concrete examples could help. And that's what the call was about 4 weeks ago. I really, really wanted to hear some concrete examples of what you've been so worried about what you and Ed have been so worried about. But obviously, I didn't get to hear anything. I asked and I asked and I asked, and I tried to antagonize and ask again, but I couldn't get a single problem. And I asked you earlier in the call, what is so been done to you that's so bad? I mean, what is going on? And, maybe you do have stuff that you want to say, but obviously at that point in time in the call, you didn't want to share anything that I've done that's been so bad or horrible to you. I feel that this entire world that you now have and see is maybe 99 times amplified from reality. And it's extremely dangerous to everybody for you to have that. Because, it's false. It's totally false. But for you to have that feeling and opinion and that sort of counsel and that sort of thought process is dangerous for everybody. First and foremost, you, because there's no reason in the world why you should feel that way or be led to believe those things. And so that's why I bring those examples up. I bring them up as concrete examples of how tiny things got blown up. And, if you want to move forward with the advice that you've gotten from that side over the last 2 years, that's your prerogative, but it's not based in reality.
Well, I've got to rely on me now.
Well, I really wish that was true. And if you remember 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whenever we talked, you were going to go and talk to a lawyer and get that counsel, get that independent counsel. And I really wish you had, I really, really wish you had done that. I really, really wish you did take your own advice and you did rely on you and then you went and you got that outside counsel, and that outside counsel and Michael's outside counsel and me providing information that was needed could have sat down and talked about it and discussed it and sort of taken a little straw poll of where the different sides are at and what can be done to facilitate the business and the family coming together and being able to talk that out, figure it out. And I thought that was the path that we were on, and that is why I suggested that you do go and get that outside counsel, and we would all, have the ability, you and Michael, and obviously me and Peter and everybody else involved in the business would have the ability to do that. I don't feel like that's the path that you're on.
Well,
that's certainly not the path that Edward has led you down. And that's why I proceeded the call with hoping that you could give me some facts as you see it, because I really do deep down believe the facts as you see them are not the facts as Edward sees them. I believe that those facts there are examples like I gave you at the restaurants, and they are so unbelievably blown out of proportion. And you are in such you're caught between two realities, and there is no middle ground. There's either this one reality that I have been presenting, that I continue to present, that I've been presenting for 2 years, and there's this other reality that Edward's been presenting that is obviously pretty bad, that is obviously atrocious, that is obviously terrible, and I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't even know if you see it. And I would like, and that's what I was looking for 4 weeks ago, I would just like a little bit of information or a little bit of clarification on where that reality is, how that reality exists, because I can't even find anything that even remotely resembles that reality. And I thought I would take the chance. I would put myself out there and I'd say, look, this, at least I can have a clean conscience moving forward that I don't know what else to do. I've done everything that I can do, everything that I know how to do. I've consulted with people. I've consulted with family law lawyers. I've done everything that I can do to try to get this to a point where it could be amicable and get this to a point where all sides can walk away fairly. And, the reality does not match what is Edward is presenting.
All right, well, he's out of this, so forget about that. But what are you saying? That it can't be amicable?
I'm saying the exact opposite. I'm saying everything you just said, right there you just said is the exact opposite. You said Edward's out of it. I think we both know it's the exact opposite. You said it can't be amicable, but I'm saying the exact opposite. I'm saying it can be amicable.
Well,
I'm saying it should be amicable.
That's what I want, but I need to do this with Michael.
Okay? I understand that you need to do it with Michael. What you need to do is hire a lawyer, and you need to talk to the lawyer, and you need to do it with Michael. What you're doing now is there's a divorce, and it's Edward against Michael. That's what's going on right now.
No.
I'm your son, okay? I'm your son, all right? I've been here for almost 31 years, all right? I don't know if you have multiple personality disorder. Like one day you're one person, one day you're the other person, all right? Let's cut the bullshit here, okay? I'm your son. I'm trying to save the family. I'm trying to save the relationship with my mother, so maybe you can have a relationship with my kids one day. I'm trying to fix this thing and make it right. So let's go back and let's make it truthful, okay? Edward is there. All right? Edward has been there. This is just like 3 weeks ago. Edward's gone, you know? I mean, I graduated with a lot of people from Highland Park High School, okay? I have the ability to call some of them and have them drive down Sheridan Road, okay? I don't understand why there's a charade. There's no charade on my end. There's no charade on Michael's end. Everything we've done has been upright and upstanding. I told you 4 weeks ago, hire a real lawyer. We'll present all the paperwork. We'll present all the bank records. We'll do everything. We'll present everything to the lawyer because we have nothing to hide.
Okay.
Why is there something to hide over there?
That's what I'll do. All right.
I mean,
I'm going to go. Multiple personality disorder. Okay. Thank you.
Listen. You're being influenced by the person that I described at the restaurant. And do you understand that? Do you recognize that? Do I see that? You've been lying to your son. You've been lying to everybody. And I'm asking why, because I don't see why that would be the case. Why have you been lying? I know it's difficult. You know how hard it is, how difficult it is for me to have this conversation with my mom? But you know what? I'm a professional, okay? I want the relationship to continue to exist.
I do too.
Okay? Why is there a charade going on? What is it that I've done? What is it that Michael's done? Why is there a charade? Why is there this lying? That's what I don't understand. That's what I cannot figure out. That's what I want. That's what bugs me every night. That's what I'm trying to understand from your side. From your side, I'm like, okay, well, mom gets all the equity in the house. Mom gets a guaranteed salary. Mom gets this, mom gets that. It seems to me that every single thing you would want, we could talk about, and Michael can talk about with you, and you guys lawyers can talk about it, and it can all get done amicably. And
have I ever said I wanted it any other way?
I've never said that you wanted it any other way. Edward wants it another way, Mom. Edward wants it another way. Edward has a personal vendetta against me because I told him we live in Highland Park and he lives in Buffalo Grove. I mean, I've managed a multi-million-dollar company for the last 2 years. He doesn't make that much money. That's where I get my experience from. And he's upset about that. And he has a personal vendetta that would do nobody good, including you, unless you're wrong and unless I missed something and unless I have done terrible things to you. I mean, you said earlier in the call that wasn't the case, but if that is the case, then please let me know what has been done.
I have to, like I said, I need to start this whole discussion with Michael.
I understand that, but I know what Edward wants to do, okay?
No.
I know how you're going to start that discussion.
No, Scott, this is something I have to handle, okay?
I understand that, but let's be truthful right now. You're not handling it. Edward is handling it. Right? No. I'm your son. Why lie to me? Why lie to me? I don't understand. Why lie to me? This is like, never mind like credit cards being cut off, business going down the drain. This is a relationship with your family. Why are you lying? Never mind anything else. I'm never lied. I'm here not lying, wanting to discuss, wanting to talk about, wanting to help everybody, help you who has been abused for the last 2 years. Never mind living with Michael. I was there for all of that. Maybe not for a few years in the beginning, but I was there for a lot. And maybe I don't remember when I was 1, 2, and 3 years old, but I've been around a long time, and I've been there for a lot of that. What I've seen happen to you in the last 2 years is far worse than anything Grandma telling Peter that he should have to eat pasta with parsley on it. All right? I mean, and I feel like if I was there, I would do an intervention. But I'm not there. So this is the only thing I can do. This is the only thing I know how to do, is be truthful and attempt to have an honest conversation with you.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna take your advice. I will have counsel, and I will take this up with Michael, and we'll go from there. I've told you, I have. It's in my best interest, and it's in everyone's best interest to settle things amicably to keep the business going. There is absolutely no reason why I would want the business to suffer.
Okay.
You know, this is my life's work.
Right. I understand all that, and again, like I said, I believe that. Okay, that's not what Edward is helping you with. What you just described right there is very good, is positive, is something that nobody would argue with. What Edward is helping you with is not that. It's not that. And that's what I hope you can see, and I hope you can understand. I mean, go ahead and put me on speakerphone. Go ahead and put me on speakerphone. You know? Why? Because I would be curious to his reaction to this.
I'm here alone.
You know, Mom, it's like, you know, I try. Fine. You know what? You don't want to be truthful. Fine. As I've been continuing to tell you the truth the entire time, I will continue to tell you the truth. You are not in control. Edward is in control of what's happening. Fine. All right? What Edward wants to do, he saw the $1 charge on the bill and he went nuclear. He didn't get a second glass of wine and he went nuclear. What you think Edward sees, what Edward thinks he sees, because Edward has experience because he's a little lawyer from Buffalo Grove, right, is the same thing. It's 99 times amplified, 99 times blown out of proportion. It's dangerous.
Scott, like I said, I will take your advice. I will get...
Mom, listen. I mean, this no like this what you said 4 weeks ago. You know, you said that 4 weeks ago, and you didn't do that. All right, it's bullshit. It's so bullshit, and it's just lying. Why are you lying?
You know what, Scott? My cousin Ira, it took him 7 years to get a divorce from Rozzy.
Okay, so
Greg, it took him 7 years to get a divorce from Phyllis. Okay?
So
don't push. Please don't push.
Don't push what?
I'm working on it, okay?
You're not working on it, Mom. Edward is working on it. Correct?
Scott.
Correct? Yes or no? It's a simple question. It's a simple question.
No.
Edward's not working on it.
Let me deal with this, and let me deal with it. I don't want to talk to you about this. I know.
Deal
with Michael. Okay?
I understand. I understand. Here is what the company has to do. And I'm sorry it has come to this. We obviously can't have a truthful discussion, a discussion about term, settlement, agreement, any of that. We can't have a truthful discussion about Edward's involvement in this. Fine. I'll continue to tell you the truth then. Maybe by me continuing to tell you the truth, we can have a truthful discussion in this. Edward is psychologically unstable and delusional, and I hope that those two restaurant examples can just prove a little bit about that. Edward has no idea the business that we run, how we run the business, what we do. He doesn't have any idea about that. The most dangerous thing is he thinks that he does, and he thinks he knows everything, and he thinks Michael's stealing $500 million and everything else like that. As I asked you earlier, is there any proof of anybody doing anything wrong? No, you don't have any proof. You don't actually believe any of that. But of course, Edward is crazy. The company has to protect itself. I have to protect myself. We need to protect Rob, and we need to protect the company. So here's how it goes. With Edward in the picture, with what Edward wants you to do, all right, with Edward leading the charge, that's going to prompt...
What is that exactly?
Well,
what is it that you think he wants me to do.
Oh, it's craziness. It's craziness. I mean, right? Isn't it craziness? I mean, it was like trying to ask him. I asked him questions about what's wrong with the tax return. Why are you so paranoid? Why are you asking for all these statements? Why are you asking for W-2s? What is it? Let's talk about it. I can provide them to you. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk about it. Don't you think it's odd that he never wants to have a discussion? Don't you think it's odd that he never wants to talk about it?
What is it that, what is
Isn't it odd that you've had to lie for the last couple of weeks and say that he's not in the picture anymore? Why is that? Why do you have to lie? Is lying a normal thing that has to be done?
What is it that you want to tell me?
What I want to tell you is that this line is out of control by you, by Edward, and everything else. And I really, really do hope you can see that. I really do hope you look back at that list that you didn't write a single thing down on. And you realize that nothing has been done to you bad. You have access to everything. I saw you spend $400 today at Nordstrom. Seemed like credit card work to me. Mm-hmm. And you wanted to have more control over the finances in your life. Those were your words. That's what you said. And so I said, then there should be an agreement. And you should get your own salary. And you should pay for your things, and you should have control of all that money.
And that's what will be worked out with Michael.
Well, it's yes, but it's not going to be worked out in an amicable way. I wish it could. I wish your lawyer, his lawyer, could get together and do that.
Why not? If I want it to be amicable and he wants it to be amicable, why can't it be?
Oh, it can't be with Edward. It cannot be with Edward running the show.
Forget about that.
I wish I could. I wish you could answer truthfully. Edward's not involved in this. Don't lie to your son. Don't lie to your son. Why are you lying?
Where is it that you're going with this?
The company has to protect itself, and it's not protecting itself from any wrongdoing. It's protecting itself from years and years and years of dealing with Edward's ineptitude in understanding anything. I mean, Mom, what was it, August, okay, and you had stolen $141,000 from the company? All right, and then all of a sudden, boom, you changed the password. Boom, you're paranoid, you're super scared. Got to get that money outside of me, because Scott's going to touch it. Scott's going to steal it. You've got that money, right? You've got that money. You've got $58,000 sitting in your money market account, Egg. You've got money in the checking account. You've got money in your personal account there. You've got the Bank of America account. You were getting your salary. You've got money over there. Well, am I going to, show up and steal that money from you, Mom? What's going on with changing the password on the Egg account? That's kind of where this all started, isn't it? You got super paranoid. And I'm like, oh, well, you did take $141,000. You can't really take any more, and we need some of that money back because that's a huge amount of money. And, we run a company, and we have expenses, and we have employees, and we need to pay those employees money. Right?
What are you getting at?
I'm getting at that it was like, as far as I was concerned, all of Michael's salary is deposited into the joint checking account. But you got your money in a separate account for your salary, and then you started taking out money on the side, and now you have all that money in your own business checking account. When I've come to the table and said, hey, let's do this correctly. Let's work out an agreement, and let's get it done. You want to have a divorce from Michael, and you want to deal with it, that's fine. Still doesn't have anything to do with the business. What do you want the salary to be? Maybe Michael's salary should be deposited in his own checking account, and your salary should be deposited in your own checking account. I don't know. Good questions that you could have a discussion with a lawyer, and good questions that we can all discuss. Why aren't we discussing that right now? That's what I don't understand. We were discussing those kind of things.
Because I need to have that discussion with the lawyer, and then I need to have the discussion with Michael.
Well, but why haven't you done that for the last 2 or 3 weeks? That's what I don't. You were super paranoid. You're cutting off access to the account. Super paranoid, and then it's like, 3 weeks, 4 weeks gone by.
Because it's hard to do. It's hard. It's difficult. It's emotional. Okay?
Of course it is. Of course it is. But you've let Edward take the lead on this. So
what else is it that you want to say?
So is because of that, and because of all these things that I hopefully I've gotten you to see. Hopefully I've gotten you to see that you haven't been cut out of anything. Hopefully I've gotten you to see that no wrongdoing has been done to you. I haven't done anything wrong to you. I've acted 100% up and up for you. I asked you. I mean, you couldn't really come up with anything. I hope you feel the same way about Michael. You know, Michael knows about the money you took, Mom.
Oh, good.
He knows about it, okay? He
good.
still wants to have an agreement. He still wants to talk with you.
All right, good. I'm glad that he does know.
I'll tell you why he knows. If you're following Edward, and it's just so wrong, and it's so crazy, and will he still be there when he magically gets to look at the tax returns and, oops, all of that money that he thought was being stolen by Michael actually doesn't exist? Will he be out the door, or will he still be there to admit that he was wrong? I wonder, you know, because I'm here. I'm the one talking. I'm the one having a conversation with you. So, you want to proceed with Edward's advice? That's fine. My next call is to the police in Highland Park. Unfortunately, the company has to report you for embezzlement of that money. We didn't report it sooner because you did agree to pay back the money. Unfortunately, you only paid back about half the money. You still have the other half. So obviously, it's the company's money, and that's going to be cause for your termination from the company. That's not being cut off. You're still Michael's wife. You'll still have everything paid for. You still have access to the joint checking account, access to your personal credit cards, access to the joint checking account, debit card, all of that. You're still Michael's wife. He brings in a salary, and you still have access to all of that. But the company has cause for termination. And that's advice that you got from Edward. I want you to remember that. You didn't have a discussion. We didn't have a discussion. The family didn't have a discussion about what would be the best course of action for you so that you're protected and everything else. Edward and you are the only ones that have ever stolen money from the company. Edward and you are the only ones that have been lying and continue to lie. You and Edward are the only ones that lie. You and Edward are the only ones that steal money from the company.
Scott, you are really going off the deep end.
I'm sorry you feel that it's off the deep end. Could you enlighten me with anything that I've said that's not factually accurate?
And this is...
I know it sounds like I'm going off the deep end, and yes, of course it is, because this is all true, and it's so, strange, it's so bad, it's so horrible, and it's all true. So what is it that I've said that is not true? What is it that I've said that's inaccurate? You didn't embezzle the money? You didn't take $141,000?
I think it's interesting. First of all, no, I don't have that. And
no, you don't anymore because you returned $58,000 of it. But your business money market account has $58,000 in it. Are you engaged in a business other than selling ads for the Monday Morning Quarterback? Is that $58,000 derived from business income other than ads from the Monday Morning Quarterback?
So let me get this straight. Is this something you're threatening me with, or is this something that you're doing?
I'm not threatening. I'm not threatening you at all. There's no threatening. Nothing would happen to you except that you would, you just wouldn't have a job. But you're still living in the house. It's still being paid for from the joint checking account. You still have money. Everything is the same. But do you understand the lying that you've done, that Edward has done? You understand the position that you put me, the position that you put the company in?
I haven't put you or the company in any position.
You don't think stealing money from the company and wanting me to hide it from Michael, that doesn't put me into a position? That's just like standard operating procedure?
Well, obviously it's not hidden. He knows about it.
Well, the intent was that it was hidden, correct? That was the intent?
No. The intent was, as I recall our conversation, was that you had determined that he had spent an additional $60,000 doing his thing, and that I should have the same.
In a separate conversation that we had, I said that all of his salary went into your joint checking account, and that was divided between the two of you. If you were going to get a salary that was only going into your own account, that salary should be roughly $30,000 a year, because it seems like he does spend more money than you spend. So if you were to get your own $30,000 a year, then that would sort of
that was after the first year.
Make both of you equitable.
The first year you calculated that he had spent about 60.
No, I never ever calculated that at all. I mean, that's just, or maybe Edward calculated that, but certainly I didn't calculate that.
Leave him out of this.
I'll leave him out as soon as you tell me straight up right now that he's not involved in this.
No, this is something that I am working on.
I know it's something that you're working on. I know. Is he involved? I know it's something you're working on. That's true. That's a fact. Yes, I know. This is like Edward talk. It's like talking with Edward. Yes, I know you're involved in it, and that's true. Is Edward involved in it?
This is something that an independent counsel will handle, and it's something that I will deal with Michael about. You should not be involved in a divorce between me and Michael.
You put me involved when you put me into a position, when you set up a company and diverted money into that account that was not the business of your company. That's illegal. That's embezzlement. That's the position you put me in. That's the position Edward had you put me in. This is Edward's idea. You're taking advice from somebody that advised you to steal money from the company. Don't talk to Scott about getting a real salary, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, whatever it is. Hey, let's go file for divorce right now so you can get your salary. No. Let's wait on that divorce so we can embezzle money from the company.
Oh.
Is that not the position that you put me in?
No.
Those are the facts of the situation, though, isn't it?
So I need to know. This is interesting. I need to know.
I'm sure it's very interesting. Is there any chance you can answer my question? Is Edward involved in that? Is Edward involved in this? I know he's like right there. I mean, come on.
No, he's not.
Just give it up. Come on. This is like Edward speak. Just an answer. It's a yes or no question. Come on.
I am going to get advice from a independent attorney.
Hey, Mom. I mean, it's really worse than I thought, I guess.
Pardon me?
I guess it's worse than I thought. I guess he's 100% in control, I guess.
No, Scott. No.
No? Have you retained...
Let me ask you something.
Have you retained a lawyer?
I've talked to one.
Okay.
Let me ask you something. How have I hurt the company? How have I damaged the company? Am I not doing my job?
No, you are.
Continuing to work to the advantage of the company?
You harm the company when you willfully decided to enter into a position where you divert funds that are rightfully for the company into a separate account. That's illegal. That's how you hurt the company. It doesn't matter whether you took $1 or $100,000. That was money. That was the company's money. And then you took that money. And then you took a whole bunch of it, $141,000 you got it up to, and then you tried to make it all hidden so that nobody would see that. Was that 100% your idea, or was it Edward's idea?
No.
This is 100% your idea. So the fact that the statements went to Edward's address, was that your idea or was that his idea?
Stop that.
I'm sorry I have to stop the facts. I'm sorry facts are hard to deal with, okay? This is what Edward is setting you up for.
Listen, we're going around in circles now. Obviously, I have to get myself in gear. And
No, Mom, you are the one that's precipitating this. You are the one that's already in gear. You're already the one that's in gear. Edward has spent the last 2 years getting you into gear. Do you not see that? What is it, Mom? What is it that I've done that's so bad? What is it that Michael's done that's so bad? You can tell us, Mom. It's not going to hurt your case. It's not like we're going to go hide stuff in the Bermuda Triangle, okay? It's okay. You can let it out. You can think in your head, gee, what is it that I factually know? What is it that they've done that's so bad? I'm just curious to know what I've done that's so bad. What does Edward think we've done that's so bad? What is it? What is it? Let's talk about it.
I'm getting a headache. I can't keep talking to you about this right now.
It's a headache for me too. Believe me, I spend a tremendous amount of time in my day trying to figure out a way to bring my family together, trying to figure out a way to salvage the company. It's all I think about is a way to get this done. And I decided the best way would be to confront.
The company doesn't need to be salvaged. The company is just fine, and the company is going along, and everybody's doing their jobs.
Edward claiming that we're stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from the company, and then I have to go and deal with all that and prove that that's totally false and everything. That's not fine. That's not standard operating procedure. That's not normal. Okay? Edward claiming that he's going to report everybody to IRS for tax evasion. What tax evasion? Where? What? Name one bad thing that's happened to you. Like I said, Michael left you, bad. Cheated on you, terrible, bad. Now we're trying to move forward. What has happened to you? What has been done to you? Who did anything to you? Who cut you out? Is your credit card not worked? Obviously, every single thing's been paid. Mortgages have been paid. Cars have been paid. I mean, I just, from when you weren't separated to when you were separated, I can't see a lot of difference there. Do you see a lot of difference? Obviously, with the exception of Michael not being there.
All right, Scott.
I'm just asking. I mean, I know dealing with the reality of this is difficult. Like I said, I'm here. I'm willing to talk about it. Wanted to talk about it 4 weeks ago. Edward doesn't want to get on the phone. Doesn't want to talk. It's very easy to lie and then not have to talk about it. I mean, that's easy. I could do that all day long too. I could do that on my mortgage application. But the problem is that at some point in time you have to own up to it and prove things. I mean, so
that's what I'm going to try to do. And look, I have told you again. I will tell you again, and then I have to go. I have absolutely no reason whatsoever.
I believe you. I believe you. But I'm telling you.
Your livelihood, my livelihood.
Right. I know. That's 100% accurate. That's 100% accurate. But I'm telling you.
It doesn't behoove me to do
right.
anything.
I understand that. What Edward has led you to believe, all right? What Edward is involved in, what Edward has been doing, is, like I said, it's not a threat. The company has to let you go. The company has to fire you. The company has to replace you. I have to call and report the embezzlement, and I have to do that today. I'm sorry, but I have to act in the best interest of the company, and I have to do my duty and my responsibility to the company. It seems like you don't even understand the gravity of that. You don't understand that your side is the side that's stolen money, not my side. I haven't done anything. Michael hasn't done anything. Everything that you have is paid for. How many times have I said, go buy a new car if you want a new car? I mean, how many times have I said there should be an agreement in place and we should talk about it and we should get there? Mm-hmm. But apparently, what? Edward has other plans?
No, Scott. That's not for me to determine.
I know. It's not for, I'm not supposed to talk about it. Obviously, I have all the information. Obviously, I'm very engaged in this process. So, again, I know. It's like this typical Edward. Don't talk about it. What? You guys got some sneak attack or something? What? Don't talk about it. It's Edward. Edward is a bottom-of-the-barrel lawyer, okay? He is Bush League. Okay? I couldn't even walk in the Coyote Cafe with a straight face again after dealing with Edward. Never went back to Chow's, all right? This is Bush League stuff, Mom, and I'm talking about a real business. I'm talking about a real family. And I don't understand what the benefit is for you. I offered we could all come together and have a settlement and have an agreement, and the company can pay you your own salary. I could have started that 4 weeks ago. You could have been getting $12,000 a month into your own account 4 weeks ago. What's the delay? What's the holdup? What is it? Why? Why is there a holdup? Is that? Am I lying to you?
You don't just open up the yellow pages and stick your finger on a name and say, "Oh, okay, fine, I'll hire that lawyer." You don't do that.
But couldn't you do that without Edward? I mean, wouldn't that be better for you? Wouldn't it be better for you to have independent counsel?
Yeah, that's what I plan on.
But Edward is involved in this now.
So is this official? Are you telling me that you're terminating me from MMQB? Does Michael know this? This is okay with him?
Is it official? Is it something that the company is going to officially do? I mean, I've had a lot of conversation, and I've talked to you a lot about many different things. And no, that's not something that's official, but it's certainly something that the company is going to have to do. I mean, you do understand, you do realize that, right?
I should continue to make sure that the ads are in and that there's ad revenue and all of that.
Well, if Edward is involved, then it's official.
No.
How does that sound?
Yeah. Oh.
How does that sound? If Edward is involved, then it's official. So if Edward's involved, then it's official. Well, do you see something wrong with that?
Yeah, I see a lot of wrong.
What's wrong with that? That's somebody that advised you to embezzle money from the company.
All right, listen. I have to go. This is extraordinarily upsetting for me.
It shouldn't be upsetting. It's been something that you've been dealing with for Edward for a long time. You've had,
upsetting.
I mean,
I can't talk to you anymore right now.
Can you at least do me the favor of being your son of 31 years? Could you at least tell me the truth? I mean, could you at least admit that Edward is running the show?
No.
Could you at least admit that?
No, he's not.
So he's not involved in this at all?
He's given me advice, okay? But he's not running the show.
Has he talked to your lawyer?
Has he talked to him?
Yeah, would you say that he spends more time talking to him or her, or do you spend more time talking to him or her?
The person that I engage is my lawyer, okay?
Right, and he's driving this, Mom. Do you see that? He's pushing this. I'm coming at you with an agreement. I'm coming at you talking it. He's giving you terrible advice, Mom. Edward has given you terrible advice. He should be disbarred. He should be, because he has given you horrible advice. What he wants to do, you'll never know your grandchildren. That's what he wants to do. You'll never know your grandchildren. You'll never know me anymore. Maybe you'll know Peter. I don't know. But you'll never know me anymore. That's the advice that you're getting from him.
What is it that you think he wants to do?
Oh, he wants to take down me, and he wants to take down Michael. You know that. You know that, Mom. That's all he ever talks about.
Why do you think that?
Why do I think that? Based on everything that he said. Everything that he's ever said. He said it a year and a half ago. He's going to take down Michael. He's going to report him to the IRS. That's all he's been thinking about for the last year and a half. That's all he ever talks about when I'm there. Until recently when all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, you guys are crazy. You guys stole $141,000 and then changed the password. Whoa, wait a second. Oh, then all of a sudden, man, it's war. War's on. You do see that you are the only one that's stolen money from the company, right? You understand that, right?
I haven't stolen anything.
Okay, Mom, as a son, your company does not have a product or service that it performs. All right? You charged out advertising that you were supposed to charge out as an employee of ZZC. And you charged it out on your own account. And you put it in your own checking account. And then you took that money. And you have that money. Not the company. The company that performed the services. You have that. You understand that's illegal. You understand that that's embezzlement. You understand that you'll go to jail for that. You understand that Edward advised you to do that. You understand that Edward had the statement sent to his house. You understand all that, right? This is a lawyer. This is where you're getting your advice. This is who's driving a wedge between you and me and Michael and Peter. This is Edward. This is the person that turned you from somebody that came down to Santa Fe on your own, drove around town, went horseback riding, was so happy and proud to be able to go do all those things on your own. Turned you into the most bitter person that I know. And I don't even think you really feel that way.
That's not the case. That's not the case at all.
It is the case. It's 100% the case. 100% the case. Are you gonna continue having Edward involved in this?
I hope you get positive news.
Can you put Edward on the phone?
He's not here. Okay.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Yeah, his house. Let's call him. All right, let's call him. Should I call his cell phone right now? Are you sure it's not going to ring right next to you, or?
No, it's not.
You know what?
It's not here.
Okay, so I'll call him and I'll see if he's available to talk. Maybe he can confirm many of these things. Maybe I can ask him if somebody sets up a company, charges out money on that company that was supposed to be for another company. Would that be the definition of embezzlement?
All right.
What do you think he'll say to that?
I'll take this up with Michael. Okay.
What does that mean? You'll take it up with Michael. When you say something like that, what does that mean? Are you going to call Michael?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him. I haven't talked to him since Aaron died.
So you're thinking maybe thinking what? What's Edward's next move for you?
I have no idea. Okay, I have no idea.
Well, that's kind of bad, Mom. Don't you think you should have some idea in what he's doing with your life?
You know what? Because
you have no idea what Edward's next move is. That's what you just said. You have no idea what Edward's next move is for you.
Right.
Don't you think you should be in control of that?
Yeah, I am. That's why I have no idea, because I'm the one who's going to be dealing with this. No one else.
No one else. Okay. So Edward's not there, and he hasn't been dealing with this, right?
I need to go.
I mean, just answer. Come on, please. Just come on, please. Just say Edward is not involved in this.
Good luck with the house, okay?
Please.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, no, please.
I'll talk to you soon.
Edward's not involved in this?
This is not for us to talk about. This is for me to deal with Michael. Okay?
All right. If you understand, though, that if Edward is involved in this, then that's what the company has to do, right? I mean, do you understand that at least?
No, I don't. I really don't.
Edward has given you terrible advice. He's told you to set up a bank account and embezzle money from the company. No, I just want to make it clear. I mean, it is pretty simple, and I just want you to understand. That's the advice that Edward gave you. That's what Edward told you to do.
We've been over this anymore.
It's difficult to face the facts and to face the reality of the situation. I understand that.
I need to go.
Have you engaged a lawyer outside? Have you engaged a lawyer outside of Edward?
I'm going to, yes. Okay.
Has Edward been involved in
I need to go.
has Edward been involved in the latest dealings?